Alright, Mopar people, welcome back to the channel. I'm just Painter Joe, I guess. 65 Coronet. The last you saw this, I was putting down some base coat and I had a few issues, so I'm taking the time to correct them before trying to just hose clear over them. Had a few dirt nibs, you can kind of see those. Boom, 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 boom. Anything that looked suspect to me, I went ahead and sanded. Also, my spray gun had a little bit of sputtering issue, so as I would go along, it would have a nice thick fan, then it would sputter, then it would be thick, then it would sputter. I'm chalking that up to the paint. I believe was a little bit too thick because I rinsed the gun out. It would shoot thinner through it just fine. So I went ahead with my second coat a little bit lighter and I didn't have that sputter issue. So you can see like these white dots here, that was some of that sputterness. I sanded that off with 1000 wet, came back and wiped it. It has not been 24 hours, it's only been about 15 hours since I last left here last night. Had a big ugly run there and I tried to correct it and it was wrong, so I got to shoot it again. Fish eyes were kind of my issue over here. You can see one there. So I've sanded over any of those. Had a little bit of ugly spot showing there. Sanded. Anything I could imagine. Right here was kind of my major issue. So the paint was actually almost wrinkling underneath that. And it was a spot I put filler over this entire section of the door. I had to redo what they did because it was so spider cracked before. So it wasn't their spider cracks, it was more of a, I can show you a picture. It's not a big deal, it's gone now. Had a little imperfection there, a few dirt nibs here, fish eyes. So overall I think I'm going to get a really slick base down because I stopped and I came back and I sanded it. So I'm going to get it cleaned up. I just shot a second coat of primer on this with my can because it had a few bare metal spots. I don't like spraying paint over bare metal. That's not really the right way to do it. So I may come back, like it's probably, see she's got overspray. So I'm going to, I'll 1000 grit that area very lightly. And right there where I got that overspray. Then I will mix up my paint. I'm going to show you that process today, base and clear on the front of this stuff, and we'll see a product. Good, bad, or ugly, I'm going to show it to you. There's that primer spot again. I went ahead and sanded it over with 600 dry. Then I feathered kind of my edge there with 1000 again. Sanded a little bit lower with my 1000 just to be sure I got any overspray off. I had a little up here, it's gone. These little white dots were what had sanded through from that base yesterday. So I'm going to get some paint mixed up and come around and shoot my bare spots very lightly. I'm going to be light coats today. It is 75 degrees, which is nice, but I'll close the back door, turn on the big fan, and hopefully we'll make some magic happen. Nobody talks about the hardest part of painting, and I feel like it's sitting around and waiting on the stuff to flash off. That's just my opinion. I mean, like besides sanding and masking. I'm going to go ahead and go all the way around the car, shoot one more coat of base all the way around it, and I'll know I'll be covered then. It's flashed off pretty well. I did two times around going over my little fish eyes and stuff that I've sanded. You remember I had a kind of big ugly run there. It's almost totally gone. So tacked off pretty nicely. So I'll go around and get it shot. Notice my back doors are open. This edge goes up under the trim like that. So if that door was slammed closed, I wouldn't be able to paint that. That's kind of silly, but I've been hitting this rear edge. I've got that masked off in there. So eventually I'm going to shut both back doors and double check that edge right there. That's one of those that'll sneak up on you, I'm sure. And I switched to my other mask. The other one, it was hard for me to see. Little stuff there. So far it looks really sharp, so I'm not going to jinx myself. I'm going to spray away. So as to not jinx myself, I'm not going to say that this looks perfect, but there's one little hair thing there. I'm going to put my new gloves on and pick it out. The sheen is perfect. If you wanted a semi-gloss car, it is it. Down this side. In reality, I should have moved the car over about a foot this way, but I had it jacked up so nice, I just left it. Been about 45 minutes. That's what they recommended to wait for the clear, to shoot clear. My door latched here. There we go. But while it was latched, I went around and checked my jams just to be sure they're not bare. Got a nice roll edge in there. And I went by and checked this, because these are always my biggest enemy. I don't know why. It's hard to get paint to flow down in there. I've got this back masked here. So I'm going to basically want the clear to fall on in. Be able to roll over the edge. There you go. Come on. And I could also do that with a paint stick. But I'm going to mix up the clear and give her a go. Really and truly, that one little spot is kind of it. So I'll bring it back and we'll be shooting something.